Hi, boys and girls. Today our story is Shadows Here, There, and Everywhere by Ron and Nancy Gore. Shadows Here, There, and Everywhere. There's a silhouette like we talked about. Shadows are everywhere. Look around you. See the shadows from the trees? Shadows of the bikes. Shadows can be big or small. They can be fancy or plain. See the way that staircase made that fancy shadow? Or there's just the fence. Looks just like the regular fence. Shadows can be long or short. And sometimes shadows can be scary. What makes a shadow? Light, an object, a surface. Shine a light on a wall in a darkened room. Place your hand in the ray of the light. The light goes around your hand. The light goes between your fingers, but the light cannot go through your hand. The light shines on the wall except where your hand blocks the light and makes a shadow. Change the position of light and the shadow changes. When the light is high, the shadow is short. At midday, when the sun is high in the sky, shadows are short and fat. When the light is low, the shadow is long. Early in the morning and late in the afternoon, when the sun is low in the sky, shadows are long and thin. See, this is like at lunchtime, and this is like after school. Change the number of lights and the number of shadows change. When two lights shine on you, you have two shadows. How many lights are shining on the ballerina or on the ice skater? So look, we have 1, 2, 3 shadows. Look at the ice skater. There's lots of lights on her. There's lots of shadows. Change the position of the object and the shadow changes. So here's the fork like this. Look at the shadow. And then look when they flip it over. Every object has many different shadows. So the same thing, one fork, but 4 different shadows move different ways. Change the object and the shadow changes. Objects with different shapes have different shadows. So these are all chairs, but they're different kinds of chairs. And they make different shadows. Change the surface and the shadow changes. The shadow is flat when the surface is flat. The shadow zigs and zags as it bends around corners and up and down steps. What happens to the shadow when the surface curves? So here it's flat. Here's some steps. Here's some steps. But look at the curve. See how it's short here and long here. Can there be light, an object, and a surface, but no shadow? When a larger object blocks the light from shining on a smaller object, the smaller object has no shadow. See, look, he went behind. He's already standing in a shadow, so he can't make his own. On cloudy days, shadows are hard to find. This is because the water particles in the air scatter the sun's light. In which picture of the chair is it behind the sun behind a cloud. So look here. Which one is a cloudy day? Yep, this one. Do you think these boys and girls are playing on a sunny day or a cloudy day? Yes, a cloudy day. Shadows are useful. They help you know shapes of things. Without the delicate shadow on an egg, the egg would look flat, like a flat circle. Can you find the egg with the missing shadow? Oh, look up top. See it? Right here. What helps you see the shape of the Washington Monument? The shadow. Shadows help you know if things are rough or smooth. When the sun shines on the side of this tree, the bark appears rough. The long shadow of each piece of bark shows the texture of the tree. When the sun shines directly on the tree, there are no shadows on the bark. The bark looks smoother. Is this a ball or an orange? How do you know? By the texture. People use shadows to tell time. See how the long shadow on the sundial lies between the 9 and the 10? That's how they know what time it was. As the sun moves across the sky, the sundial shadow moves too. Do you think that would tell time on a cloudy day or at nighttime? No, it needs the light. Shadows can shade you from the sun. Trees, hats, and umbrellas make shadows that keep you cool. Shadows can be fun. Look, they're making puppets like you guys did. Can you play games with your shadow? Try making an eagle, a duck, a clown, and a hawk. Can you think of other things to make? Look carefully at these shadows. See if you can guess what's making the shadow. I see some things that I know. Shadows can be fun. You can play games with them. Shadows are also useful. They show us shape and texture. They keep us cool. They show us the time. Shadows can be beautiful and interesting. The end.